Cazzo. Salve signori e bentornati a questa nuova live. Continuiamo la nostra avventura qui col Judgment Lost Judgment. Anzi, solo vabbè, se siamo capiti, insomma. Con l'occasione voglio ringraziare i miei iscritti e vi ricordo di iscrivervi al canale, lasciate un bel like, lasciate un commento in modo tale da non perdervi l'uscita delle prossime live e aiutatemi a far crescere la community. E seguitemi in tanti, tanto è tutto gratis, ci divertiamo, stiamo insieme in compagnia, non vergognatevi, possiamo chiacchierare, scherzare, ridere, tutto quanto gratuito. Quindi salpate sulla mia nave insieme a me.
Great.
Let's go.
And stay down. Really, guys? Come on. And stay down. Why is this always... Really, guys? Great. And stay down.
It's hard to imagine. And you're saying Sawa-sensei was given this picture?
Right. And it must have really shaken her up. She wouldn't even stick around to have a chat. Some mysterious woman handed her the photo. She's gotta be linked to Hiro Mikoshiba's murder in one way or another. If I had to guess, she's working with or for Ehara. But I couldn't tell you how they're connected.
It might even be that she's the one who hired the Yokohama Leomon to attack you at that restaurant. If they're telling you to drop the Mikoshiba case, they're connected too.
A threat like that might have worked on a run-of-the-mill detective in over his head.
But how do you think you even got on their radar at all, Yagamishi? Mikoshiba's case is so big they needed hired muscle to stop you?
If I'm that much of a thorn in their side, the police investigation is worse.
Yeah, that's true. Even if they stop you in your tracks, Kanagawa police will just pick up the trail right where you left off.
I have to figure, I'm not the one they were really there to threaten into staying silent. It was Sawa-sensei. 4 years ago, when Toshiro Ehara killed himself, apparently, she thought Mikoshiba was the one bullying him. I set up that meeting with her so she could tell me more about what really happened at the time. But as of now, someone's pretty bent on making sure she doesn't reveal that. That'd be my guess.
Well, if that's the case, I'm afraid their threats were actually pretty effective. Sawa-sensei's lips are sealed now. There's not much we can really do about it.
Don't worry. I'm not near done yet. Besides, they've already made one big mistake.
Yeah?
They hired a gang thinking they could scare a detective off the scent. No way in hell they're expecting me to double down even harder on it.
You're totally right. That was a rather massive oversight on their part.
That night, the news broke on every channel and across the internet that the corpse found in Ijincho had been identified. Every student, teacher, and faculty member at Serio High School would know how Hiro Mikoshiba died. The details were heartbreaking, and a lot of lives were about to be turned upside down.
The alleged bully, Hiro Mikoshiba, turns up dead. There is no mistaking the motive in his murder. As Yagami looks into the heart of the matter, a suicide 4 years prior, he is met with brutal backlash from the underworld. Why does Yagami face resistance at every turn? As night falls over Ijincho, the answer slips further into darkness.
Yes, we have grief counselors on site.
Hello. You've reached Serio High School. Yes. It's tragic news. Mikoshiba-kun was one of our student teachers here, and the school is coping with it as best we can.
Of course. Yes, our parents and guardians have every right to be upset about this. Yes. Oh, yes.
Now to the murder victim found in Izazaki, Ijincho. Authorities announced that they have identified the body as Hiro Mikoshiba, a student teacher at Serio High School. Autopsy reports indicate the cause of death was blood loss from a sharp object. Mikoshiba was reported as a missing person.
So, what's the plan today, fellas? Honest, this hangover is kicking my ass. I'm gonna be kinda useless.
Maybe don't drink until sunrise.
That's no good. Without you, Kaito-san, who's gonna be the brains of this whole operation?
You'll have to manage, man.
I figure I'll head back to Serio High today. I should check in on Sawa-sensei, see how she's holding up.
She's got a lot on her shoulders now, huh? Pretty teacher like her doesn't deserve it.
Right from the outset, Sawa-sensei flat out denied that Mikoshiba ever bullied Toshiro Hara. But then we learned she confronted him about his actions 4 years ago, which means she was starting to suspect he was the bully.
Then some chicken shade shows up, makes some threats.
Whoever she was, she has to be involved with the murder.
It's almost like the killer was trying to hide any trace of bullying. And if so, that's pretty bizarre.
Why's that?
I mean, if Mikoshiba really was the bully, why bother covering that up? Wouldn't it work in their favor if word of that spread? That way the murder would be, I don't know, more justified?
Yeah, I do see the logic there.
Okay. But what gets me is, why would Sawa-sensei change?
Have you considered she may have been pressured to hide the truth? Perhaps by an overcautious superior? I wouldn't put it past Chairman Okuda to pull some...
I doubt he has that kind of sway over her, though. Sawa-sensei doesn't exactly mince words. Guess we'll have to ask her directly if we really want to know.
Yeah, but didn't she make it pretty clear?
What kind of a detective would I be if I gave up because of that?
Point taken.
Sure is. Help me kick this damn hand.
Say what?
Might as well hang back, Sugiura. Only I can get in and out of the school without raising a red flag right now.
Stavo prima senza farsela tutta quanta con lo skateboard.
Excuse me, Yagami-san?
Huh? Koda-san, what's up? Did a teacher call you over?
Actually, I wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
I saw it on the news earlier, but you already knew that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I figured you knew something.
Ancora sto squattrinato.
You should have told us, man.
I couldn't. I knew how hard you guys would have taken it.
You know who did it? I mean a lot for us to know.
We're still in the dark about that, mostly. Unless you guys have any leads. All we have to go on is he was probably killed soon after he stopped going to class.
So...
It said on TV it took them 2 months to find the body.
A good theory, Matsune, but you start...
Oh, what did Sawa-sensei tell you? She give you any...
Nah, we didn't really get into it yesterday. Way too many, other...
Damn. It's just... Will you at least keep us posted?
No promises, I'm afraid. But hey, I'm glad you guys are warming.
I'm Matsui, by the way.
That's more like it.
Could you keep me in the loop, too? I didn't like Mikoshiba-sensei much, but never imagined... Now I'm kinda... conflicted about the whole thing.
I get that.
Anyway, I...
Hey, Sawa-sensei?
Look, I know I can't keep you off campus. I don't have that kind of authority. But would you please stop bothering me?
Can you at least tell me what happened yesterday?
Enough! How many times must I repeat myself?
Hey, Tsukumo? It's me. You think you could pin down where Mikoshiba's body was discovered?
Of course. In fact, I could do that pretty quickly. Why?
That's the idea.
Okay, but do note that it's been a few days since they found him. Police...
Yeah, but I want to check it out anyway. Then I can decide if it was a waste.
In other words, you've got a detective's intuition. Okay, here we go. They found Mikoshiba's body in an abandoned building near Sakura River. Near a small park. On the second floor of the building, specifically. First floor is just a bunch of...
You're the man, Tsukumo. Thanks. Hey. Suspicious. What the?
sta a fa un po' di esercizio. Del coglione. Devo stare così. C'avevo sotto l'occhio e me ne sono accorto. Ce l'ho fatta. Non so ma qui come ho fatto, però ce l'ho fatta.
Anybody here?
Yeah, yeah, I got it.
Now, where exactly was the body? There's gotta be some clues that'll give me that. these burn marks? Suspicious. Suspicious. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What the? Hey. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What the? Uh-huh. Suspicious.
Going mixed.
Hey, I heard something. Who's there? State your name and purpose.
Well...
Get some backup over here.
Hey, now, wait a second. Can we maybe talk this out?
Put your hands up and turn around. Who are you and what were you up to? Takayuki Yagami. Yagami Detective Agency.
Yeah, in Kamurocho.
Weren't you the guy at Serio yesterday? I could have sworn I saw your face there.
Huh? Maybe.
The name's Watanabe. Kanagawa PD Division 1. Charm, sure. This fella here is Sakurai.
Sup?
So, you think barging into a crime scene was a real bright idea?
What? I thought you guys were done here. Figured I could take a look around. What?
You wouldn't happen to be working with Genda Law, would you?
Huh?
You're on Shirosaki Sensei's business? Saori Shirosaki, right?
Okay,
Gotcha.
how'd you know?
Well, it started when Mikoshiba's body turned up.
Once our investigation kicked off, we found out about that pervert cop in Tokyo. But when we went to go see him, HQ pumped the brakes. They said no interview. Much to our amusement, we ended up being directed to So being that Genda law office is in Kamurocho, and you're a Kamurocho detective working a case, that means either the two of you are connected.
Well, you've certainly got my number. Now that you know, how about taking these cuffs off?
Smooth. The jury's still out
on anything specific?
The part about HQ locking us out of interviewing a horror. Here we are with a material witness who, it turns out, knew about a corpse rotting away for 2 years in those Tokyo
Hara was Tokyo PD, so wouldn't they want to protect him? They probably wanted handled this way.
If only it were that simple. They get burnt real bad if they tried to bury this shit under the rug. Besides, there's this kind of nasty creep. Another prefecture blows the lid on that, the top brass may as well kiss their job. They've got to wash the shit stains off their laundry where they're at. Anyway, so HQ told us they're... Can you believe that? Like hell we're gonna bend over for them. Look where that's got us.
Are Kanagawa and Tokyo PD really fighting over who gets the credit?
Like you wouldn't believe. Well, the higher-ups play intel hoarding. Shit. The cop's supposed to be chasing down the perp. Instead, here I am with my hands tied, bitching to a PI.
So I'm your therapist now.
I was gonna take you down to the station, put the squeeze on you. But if you're...
Oh yeah?
I mean, you came all the way from Kamurocho to sniff around. I highly doubt you found much. But...
You proposing a deal?
Depends on if what you've got is worth making one.
Okay. How about this?
What the hell? Hiro Mikoshiba. Was this taken here? Right before he died?
Where did you get this? What kind of shit you trying to pull?
I could tell you better with the cuffs off.
Craftier than I thought.
Salve, buonasera, benvenuto live.
Alright, let me get this straight. Right before you met up with this Seiryo High teacher, a strange woman showed up with this photo.
Yeah. But it seems whatever threat she made worked. Sawa-sensei...
Saw was the one who supervised Mikoshiba for his student teaching.
You know that. So, this woman you're talking about...
That's quite a revelation. What makes you so sure about that?
Sakurai, show him the photo of the body. And spare me the protocol lecture. I'm sick of this going nowhere. If Hotshot here is gonna look into a horror for us, we'll be able to take advantage of it.
You're the boss, Nabe-san.
Mikoshiba was last seen alive 2 months ago, October 7th, 6:30 a.m. He was talking to his mother as he exited their house back in the city. Since there were no other sightings of him, it's likely he was abducted a short ways from his home. This had to be done by vehicle, so there must have been at least 2 suspects, a driver and a handler. Me, I put 3 on the job.
So that's why you figured it was a group effort.
Mm-hmm. Based on how digested it was, we can assume he was killed at least an hour after breakfast. And not long after, he was brought here. He was thrown to a slit with a knife. Get all that, Hotshot? And what was our friend Ehara doing at that time? The old perv was walking through Ikebukuro's ticket gates around 7:43 a.m.
But if that's true, he couldn't possibly have killed Mikoshiba. It's 30 kilometers.
Yeah. The meat of his alibi. It's somehow he knew Mikoshiba's body would be discovered 2 months after. So there's no doubt he's connected to the killers. Damn it, HQ! Why the hell are we out here working the site if it's already been picked clean?
All right, Nabe-san. Deep breaths.
Yeah. Do you see why we've got to get someone in to talk to Ahar? Hell, beg Shirosaki-sensei for a visit if you have to. HQ can't say squat about it.
What you said raises some questions of my own about the crimes.
Oh, yeah? Ask away then.
I noticed the burn marks on the floor in the shape of an arrow. What's with that?
Somebody lit flares here. The ones that shoot red smoke. It was only a matter of time before the fire department got called, and they're the ones who stumbled on the body. It's pretty obvious the culprit set up a smoke signal to make sure the body got found. He probably had the timing all worked out with Ehara so he could predict the body's discovery from maximum impact. And that's exactly what he did. Just as the
Che bella fine che ha fatto
What would be
questo.
the point of that, though?
For all I know, he just wanted to blow it.
How narrow is the window for Mikoshiba's estimated time of death?
Based on how digested his breakfast was, he was killed somewhere between 7:30 and noon.
Pretty impressed you can narrow it down like that with a 2-month-old corpse.
Yeah, well, the window gets much bigger if we consider the possibility that the killers forced Mikoshiba to eat. At any point after the kidnapping, they could have made him eat a typical Mikoshiba family.
It's possible. All they had to do was make him say what he usually eats.
Good, we're on the same page. Now, if we take into account Mikoshiba's estimated time of death actually ranges from 7:30 a.m. on October 7th.
3 weeks? That's a massive gap. Can't we narrow it?
The body's just too decomposed to do that. But expand the time frame all you want. Ihara was in custody through the whole thing.
Right. He spent 2 months behind bars. Hate to think a different crime got him such a...
In any case, someone else killed Mikoshiba. If we could just get in the same room...
What was the victim's cause of death? The news called it a mass...
Yep. They slit his throat and let him bleed to death. After tying him to a chair, the killer stood behind him, lifting his chin with his left hand.
Sounds like you guys have that bit on lockdown, huh?
It's one of the few things we're sure of.
What shape was the body in when it was found?
Full of maggots and decomposing bad. His hands were zip-tied behind the chair, securing him. The cause of death was the throat wound. Before that, they really worked it.
Damn.
They even broke all his fingers.
That sounds...
fucked up, right? I'm guessing a professional did this. Could be Yakuza. We've got some guys checking that angle out, too, just to make sure there's no stone left unturned.
Has the murder weapon been found?
No. There were no weapons at the scene. Real shame.
So when you said it was a knife, was that a guess based on analyzing the wound?
I wouldn't call it a guess. The coroner outright stated that the weapon was a sharp knife-like...
Doesn't this place have a manager? I'm sure it wasn't always like this.
There is a property owner. He's been around Ijincho forever. The building's been just... Apparently there was a padlock to keep the homeless out. It was long gone by the time they found the body. Broken by...
I think I'm starting to get the picture here. That should be it for questions.
Tell me, you detectives out in Kamurocho always this hands-on?
Sorry, what?
I'm saying you guys work quick. We had barely set foot in Seiryo High, and you already had the run of the place. Hell, you even closed in on that Sawa-sensei and got a meeting.
I was just lucky to have been there on another case.
Is that right? What? What's wrong?
Somebody's spying on us with binoculars.
Oh shit?
3 men, 30s probably. The one with binoculars is wearing a black jacket. My number's on my card!
Yakami!
Hey, wait up!
Hold up!
Won't get away!
Get away from me!
Sbagliato il pulsante.
You won't get away!
Da come se la corre, sto un famoso.
Damn, hotshot. You're quick on your feet. So let's hear why this fool had eyes on us.
He claims he just wanted to see the scene for himself.
It's true. Ask the other 2 guys with me. They'll be here any minute.
So you were here gawking, is that it? Better than busting in.
I thought that was water under the bridge.
So, who are you? Why'd you run?
I ran because I saw a cop jump out a window and charge at me.
He thinks you're a cop. Should we get you a badge and a hat?
I'd be honored.
You have any ID on you? Will my license work?
Kake-san, age 30.
What do you do for work?
Oh, I'm just a professional pencil pusher. Biotech, planning and management.
Are your other 2 pals biologists too?
No, one's an investor and the other's a consultant. We all went to high school together.
Says here you have a Tokyo address. What brings you to Yokohama?
Oh, well, I'm organizing a class reunion in Chinatown.
This ain't the way to Chinatown, pal.
Oh, we thought since we came all the way to Yokohama, we might as well peek.
Pretty morbid idea, isn't it?
I suppose.
What high school did you all attend?
Kurakawa Academy, a private school in Tokyo. Hey, over here!
We'll need to verify your buddy's identification as well. I suggest you all cooperate.
Nabi-san!
Alright, you jokers are free to go. Appreciate you being so civil. Guess that settles it. Just dumbass rubberneckers. Tough break, huh? Draw you under chasing.
I'm out as always swing for the fences.
Yeah, well, your strikeout was pretty amusing. The guy who goes down swinging is alright in my... And with that settled, give my regards to Shirosaki-sensei.
Excuse me. Does that mean...
Wish you hadn't.
Waste.
No, avete cambiato idea.
Really, guys? you had me.
What a waste.
Really, guys?
Enough is enough!
Well...
Huh?
Hey! Yagamishi!
Yep. Hold on.
È così facile così nella vita reale.
I owe you one.
Hey. Hmm?
Sure.
Nah. Huh? Huh.
Yep.
Got you. Signal's weak.
Ah, è questo è vero, che cacchio vuoi?
Not really picking it up. I think I'm facing the wrong way. Signal's weak. I think I'm facing the wrong way. Signal's weak. Signal's close. Here we go.
Huh?
Excuse me. Oh.
Che musichetta. Tipo swing.
Yep.
Già scappata la segretaria. La segregata. Hai capito la cinesina? Lo giappo ghiotto. Ah, pure questo non batte. Ah, sembrava strano. Era tutto un bluff. The coglions.
Excuse me.
Questo devo fare con lei. La parte d'arresto immediato. Minimo.
Yep. In other words, Oh. I see.
Maledetto.
And stay down. What a waste.
Ma che pigna.
Hello?
Yagami-san, do you have a minute? It's Shiozaki.
Oh, I was just about to call you. I was gonna say, I've got some leads on... By the way, you wouldn't happen to know a Detective Watanabe, would you?
Yes. He came asking me about the harassment case. Apparently he couldn't...
Want to know why that is? Apparently Tokyo PD suspects Ahara might be... And since they don't want Kanagawa stealing the show, they're blocking their investigators.
That does make sense.
By the way, when's your next appointment with Ahara?
As soon as we're ready, honestly.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. But I'd like to do a bit more research beforehand. I want to know exactly how Ahara's crime played out.
Funny you should say that. Hoshino-kun just told me he's going to reinspect the crime scene tomorrow. He said it'd be best to plot Ahara's movement from Ikebukuro all the way to Shinjuku when he was caught.
No kidding. Then I ought to go with.
If that's the case, hold on one sec.
Okay.
Yagami-san? It's me, Hoshino. I'm stoked to hear you'll be helping me out tomorrow.
I'm stoked to be there. Oh, and could you bring the statements from Ahara's arrest with you? It'd be a huge help if you could walk me through what happened on set.
You got it. We'll be starting from Ikebukuro Station, so just meet me there tomorrow.
Will do. See you then.
Ok. Massimo, il Santos viene a Bologna direttamente con furgone, quindi devi solo passare in arci e basta. Poi per questo bisogna che lo faccio riposare, se no non rende. Molto bene, non molto bene.
Okay, see that sign right there? Ehara was leaning on that before the incident. Yep, just like that. He was standing around. Ehara's the man in the cabin.
So, Ehara was lingering at the platform a while, huh?
Yeah. He walked past the ticket gate at 7:40. This was confirmed. After that, he wandered the platform an entire hour. Oh,
he spent that long choosing a target?
Yeah. Sick.
And the security camera that caught him would be...
That's right. Anyhow, at 9:06 a.m., Ehara finally...
She's the one in the pink cardigan and white skirt?
Yeah. Yui Mamiya, an office worker. The two of them show up on the train's interior cam as well. According to the victim's statement, Ehara began by rubbing her posterior with the back of his hand. But it didn't stop there. After that, he put his hand up her skirt.
Sickening.
I'm assuming he targeted someone shy, thinking she wouldn't resist. Makes me angry just thinking. The victim stated she was too scared to call for help, meaning she endured this for...
Can you send what you just showed me to my phone?
Sure. Now let's head to Shinjuku Station. Then we can watch as the... Even if we did defend him in court, an asshole still... Looks like we're getting close to Shinjuku.
The train's pretty light right now, but it was packed during the crime, right?
Oh yeah. The car occupancy at that time of day can easily reach 180%.
And Ehara should have been standing roughly where I am. Suspicious. Suspicious.
Ehara and Mamiya-san both exited the train and got onto the platform here. But right before that, Mamiya-san suddenly grabbed Ehara's wrist and yanked his hand out from under her. That's when she got a good look at her assailant.
So without a doubt, she saw it was him.
Yes, and they were all... Anyway, after being grabbed, Ehara wrenched himself free and took off at a sprint. See, here he gets off the train and bolts across the platform. And Mamiya-san chases after him, asking...
Ah, this is what they kept looping on TV.
Yeah, and honest...
Was there any security footage that wasn't aired on TV?
Sure, take a look around you. There's
yeah.
As for what I was saying earlier, Ehara was fun... Oh, right. I have a diagram of the platform to show you.
So, Ehara gets off the train here, and then gets apprehended here. How far apart is that?
Roughly 100 meters. Both he and the victim were weaving... The whole scene was very chaotic. Even after Ehara was...
Hey, you think we could get the positions of all the...
Good idea. Let's check each camera's position as we walk over to where Ehara... That's where he got tackled. So, if you could let me know whenever you see a camera. I can mock it up on our diagram here.
Suspicious. What the...
What the?
Looks like we checked all the nearby cameras. Let's go up a little further now.
Suspicious. What the? Hey. Suspicious. What the?
Looks like we checked all the nearby cameras. Let's move on.
Hey. What the? Hey. Suspicious. What the? Suspicious.
Okay, looks like we got all the cameras. Our diagram is now complete. Now we'll pencil in...
Hey. What the? Hey. What the?
So this was the general situation when Ihara committed his crime. What do you think, Yagami-san? And
do you think Ihara and Mamiya-san were riding the train pretty frequently?
oh yeah, same goes for He said the thought of his wife had him flustered, and he couldn't he always had an excuse for including that there wasn't a single
Safe to say he did.
I agree. It's almost like all the commotion around the harassment might have been planned out. Maybe everything was. Even
yeah. He really played everyone by turning harassment into an alibi for murder. No matter how much evidence points to him as a killer, you can deny it with complete immunity.
This is getting crazier.
At the very least, he had something to do with it. Some connection. Whatever his plan is, it's pretty clear, Al.
To what? Getting revenge for his son?
I think so.
Who do you think his accomplices could be? Ihara's a veteran cop. Think maybe he knows how to hire an actual... If so, he could have just paid for...
Sure. But assassins cost an arm and a leg.
No. He barely scraped up enough to cover his lawsuit against the school.
And so...
Hey, it's Shiosaki.
What's up, Sari-san?
I'm scheduling an interview with Ihara tomorrow at the Tokyo Detention Center. We'll take a taxi from Genda's if that all works for you.
Sounds good. But I need to head back to Ijincho for now.
Something you forgot to do?
Yeah. It involves Ihara's motive. So I want to confirm if Mikoshiba really bullied the kid.
Alright. Then I'll let you get to it.
Cool. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Hai capito sto cazzo di cucurutto qua? Investigation Avocation. Avvocato delle cause perse. Forte, forte. Ah, sala, dov'è sala? Andiamo a piedi, spalmiamo 500 yen. Un fotografo. Oh, Sala, Sala, Sala. La stavo odiando. Sono contento di vedermi.
Got a minute?
Allora, Sala.
No, not for you. I really have nothing more to say.
What if I told you it's looking more and more likely Ihara-san had a hand in Mikoshiba?
Well, it doesn't concern me.
Ihara-san believes Mikoshiba tormented Toshiro-kun so badly that he took his own. But neither the third-party investigation nor the courts were on his side. So what's the truth here? You know, don't you? What really happened between Mikoshiba and Toshiro-kun? Why won't you tell me?
Why do you keep asking? I said I don't know!
I'm going to the detention center tomorrow to get some answers out of Ihara.
What?
I saw where Mikoshiba was murdered. He endured no shortage of cruelty before he died. They tortured him, you know. They broke all his fingers before they slit his throat.
No.
And somehow Ihara-san knew Mikoshiba would be killed on the day he got caught for groping. It's like he did it to prove he had nothing to do with the murder. But maybe that wasn't his real objective at all.
Huh?
I think he wanted to signal that he'd finally avenged his son.
The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago.
If I'm gonna face him tomorrow, I can't go in without some ammunition. So, 4 years ago, did Mikoshiba bully Toshiro-kun? That's all I want to know.
My answer won't change. There's no evidence Mikoshiba-kun did anything wrong.
Are you sure about that? Take a look at this.
That's...
Toshiro Ihara, your student. Imagine that he's listening to what you're saying now. If you can look at him and say Mikoshiba played no part in his death, I'll leave you alone. In fact, you'll never hear a word from me again. So which is it?
"4 years ago, not long after I'd transferred here to teach English. That's when it started. I was trying my best to get acclimated, and I was finally on a first-name basis with everyone. One day, after school, I was out on the roof taking a break, when Toshiro-kun suddenly ran by. I called out to him to ask what was wrong, but he shushed me and kept running. I saw he had a bloody nose. Moments later, Mikoshiba-kun showed up. He was looking for him. I told him I hadn't seen him. Toshiro-kun's face told me everything I needed to know.
So Mikoshiba was bullying him after all.
Yes. Toshiro-kun told me this later on. Whenever he'd leave school with Mikoshiba-kun and his friends, they'd force him to hand over money. At first, they'd try to pass it off as a joke. They said since he lowered the class average on tests, he ought to buy them all drinks as an apology. And Mikoshiba-kun, he was having too much fun with it to stop. He started offering tutoring sessions to Toshiro-kun. Only so he and his crew could extract their tuition from him. They'd even break into his house while his mother was at work and take the money she left him for dinner. And if he couldn't pay, they'd beat him up at school or make him grovel in the bathroom.
Didn't anybody see what was really happening?
The teachers either saw nothing or turned a blind eye. Few students knew about it, though. Anyway, I ended up relaying everything Toshiro-kun had told me to those boys' homeroom teacher.
Intanto ragazzi devo riempire la scatoletta del condizionatore Mini perché sennò non esce l'aria fresca.
Do you know what he told me? He said not to cause a commotion because those boys were about to...
Why does that not surprise me?
To be honest, it was hard to paint such an outwardly model student in a negative light. There was also... Someone still should have...
You tried.
The only thing I tried, but unfortunately on the first morning of...
And that's when you confronted Mikoshiba, right?
I did. Mikoshiba-kun pretended to know nothing. He was
Microshiba.
Shaken, in all honesty. When I heard a third
Micro Hiroshi G Globo.
I was hoping the students were asked to fill out an anonymous questionnaire, and many of them wrote down exactly what...
Hold on. Didn't the court end up declaring there was no substantial evidence of bullying? How could they have said that with those questionnaires on hand?
First of all, the committee never interviewed anyone directly. Those questionnaires were the only proof of anything.
Aspettate un attimo, mi fa una
The teacher
prova.
of those boys was the one who collected them. Each time he came across any mention of bullying, he'd toss that questionnaire out. Also, he wouldn't get blamed in the end for ignoring the warning signs.
So then the committee was pointless.
A few students did speak up about the bullying online, but their posts weren't much to go on. Toshiro-kun's parents were completely caught off guard. His mother worked through the day, and his father lived all the way in Tokyo. That made it that much easier for the teacher to cover up all the evidence of bullying. He made that statement without even consulting the principal or the chairman. So, right before Mikoshiba-kun graduated, the committee presented their findings, that there was no evidence of bullying. The conclusion you've heard over and over.
What the hell?
In Japan, 300 children commit suicide every year, across all grades. Less than 3% are proven to be linked to bullying. Toshiro-kun's case ended up like that too. But Ehara-san wasn't satisfied with those findings, so he sued Seiryo High, demanding compensation for Toshiro-kun's death. As the trial dragged on, I was eventually called. Of course, my intention was to let everything I knew out into the open, but before that could happen, that damn teacher came with the school's attorney to see how I would testify.
They didn't want you making them look bad, huh?
Of course not. That's when I first learned what he did with those incriminating questionnaires. They had no choice but to reveal everything to me, to try and sway me to their side. I guess they were just that desperate. After all, I was the only adult who Toshiro-kun confided in. I don't think he'd spoken to his parents about it once, so yes. That's why it wasn't like I had a mind to record. The school attorney saw fit to remind me that the law, and if I couldn't produce tangible evidence, then I...
So it was witness tampering. That is, they coerced you? Must have been incredibly hard on you.
What I should have done was told the truth regardless. But what else could I have really done for him?
And the tribunal.
Some days, as much as I've tried to convince myself I did everything I could for him, I can never fully believe it.
So what happened to the teacher who covered all this up?
He transferred to another school. To think he's still... even so.
Maybe, but in that case, Mikoshiba's bullying of Toshiro, or those questionnaires getting discarded. Have you ever told anyone else?
No. I've been silent. Yagami-san. You know what? Back when I was a student in high school, I witnessed bullying firsthand. There was this kid. My classmates pushed him too far. And one day he just jumped off the roof.
Off the roof?
By some miracle, he survived the fall. And he's been in a coma for the last 13 years. Nobody knows if he'll ever wake up. His name is Mitsuru, and he may never open his eyes to the world again. His mom watches him, but she works full-time. She's a higher-up in the government.
I'm sorry to hear it.
The worst part is that his teacher knew. He even talked to the bullies about it. But all he said was, don't overdo it. But afterward, the public eviscerated him. He had to quit his teaching job. And yet, for poor Toshiro-kun, nobody was held responsible at all. And that includes me.
But if anyone was going to take responsibility for that, Mikoshiba should have been first in line. I'm sure Ihara-san must have thought the same thing.
You know what I wanted to be as a kid? I was so innocent, I wanted to be a teacher. And after Mitsuru-kun's tragedy, I felt practically obligated. And still, I just let history repeat itself.
Non te la sfondi prima. Ben fatto.
What a waste. Really, guys?
Moje pigno. Shiba Inu. Cai.
Huh?
By the way.
Sure.
I see.
Wait.
Huh. What?
Who's a good boy?
Doing great. Attaboy. This way, huh? Doing great. This way, huh?
Oh.
Excuse me.
What? I see. Doing great. Got something? This way, huh?
Hai capito, Shiba Inu?
Got something? Doing great. This way, huh? Excuse me.
嘘。
海外。
Hey. No way.
E non sai che prima rimaniamo al tappeto. Ah, Yakuza. Yakuza.
Hey.
In other words... No way. Excuse me.
お願いします。
Who's a good boy?
Eccoci poi.
Seriously?
Yagami-san!
Nope.
It can't be.
Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Does that mean...
What?
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Kana detective.
What is going on? Having a party?
Hey, welcome back. Care for a drink, Yagami-san?
Heads up.
Now make yourself at home. Not that you haven't already.
Who, me? Well, whatever do you mean?
Kiwanu's fine. We just swung by to have a chat with you, man. Not that I mind hanging out over beers and shogi.
Kaito's a gentleman and a scholar. I like your style.
What do you want with me?
Check it out, Yagami-san. You're only here to get to the bottom of that Hiro Mikoshiba kid's murder, right? That's gotta be the reason the Yokohama Leomon attacked you, isn't it? All I'm saying is that you've gotta cut me in, man.
Thanks, but I've got enough help.
So some hotshot detective strolls into town and tries to leave the local guy out in the cold? No offense, but that's not gonna fly.
You gonna play your turn? Just finish your game and go home already.
Wouldn't you benefit from someone who knows the scene? You know, I can get you anywhere in Ijincho above or below ground.
Aren't you expensive?
I'll give you a first-time customer price. I'm not about to sit here and let some outsider swoop in and take all the credit alone. And that means I guess I'm gonna chill here until you give me the nod.
It's Tsukumo and Sugiura's place as far as I'm concerned. Not even my call to make.
I welcome having more company. The more the merrier. That'll be the agency motto.
I don't really care. Such a nice office. I'm gonna love it here.
Yagamishi, guess what? The internet picked up on the Ihara link to Mikoshiba. The trending sentiment is that he killed him in an
You've
act
already figured that part out?
See for yourself. Here.
No need to involve me. I know detectives can't just hand... But if you did want to pull me in, I can say for damn sure...
Looks like flying solos kept you busy. Why don't you bring Kiwanu in on this? Let the local handyman have some fun.
Son of a bitch student teacher should burn in hell for bullying a kid all the way to suicide. Mikoshiba was a damn psychopath. Ehara is the vigilante groper. And that's not even the trolls.
So the news is blowing up on the net, huh?
In the internet terms, this is only the first spark that could ignite into a fire. Not even what I'd call viral.
Then who's lighting the spark? The people responsible for Mikoshiba's murder?
I'll have to go down a few more rabbit holes before I can make that call, I'm afraid.
Gotcha.
That said, some posts are kinda suspicious. This one here, for instance. Ehara totally called the location of the body at his trial. The fact that he did that never really even went public, as far as I can tell.
It was kept off the record?
When Ehara got arrested, the cop-turned-groper story and his sexual battery charges were huge news. It was all the media could talk about. But by the time his trial rolled around, the news had already moved on. His guilty verdict barely made a blip.
Fellas, I told you I wanted to be kept in the loop on this stuff. You saying Mikoshiba had more than one killer? And where are they now? You think these lunatics are still hanging around Ijincho?
It's been over 2 months already, man. If they were here, they're probably long gone by now. Another peaceful day in Ijincho, right? Check outside.
It's the Leomon. The White Mask again.
Let's go, Chuck.
I'll catch you later.
Not bad.
You're not getting away this time! You won't get away!
And all you got.
È un camone. Oh, accidenti. Adesso c'hanno i polmoni a fisarmonica. Maledetto. Che stai a stancare, maledetto, va? Oh. C'ero quasi. Sta acchiappato, maledetto. Maledetti.
Oh, great. Where am I?
covo dei teppisti.
You lure me here?
Don't worry, man. I'm not planning on killing you tonight.
Okay, but why else would you take off the mask?
Because from this point forward, Eugene Cho is closed.
Così vedete meglio il mio faccione brutto. Ah però.
I'm Tessa. For what it's
Ma chi è
worth,
Nightmare?
an officer candidate of the Yokohama Leomon. I hear you took out some of my masked boys the other day.
Oh, you mean those guys who thought they could sneak up on me in the afternoon?
Maybe if you hadn't resisted at the time, you'd be in a lot less pain than you're about to be in the near future.
Who's paying you to try to take me down?
This is a job that came down from the top of the org. I don't know who hired us, and to be honest, I don't give a shit either. But ripping up a kick-ass detective like you sure sounds like a good time. None of you guys make a move! I want to see if the rumors are true, so I get first taste. Show me what you got. Yagami!
Realmente un avversario tosto con cui divertirsi. Sono arrivati i rinforzi.
Running a little late tonight, aren't we, Kaito-san?
Yeah, my bad. Had to punch my way through a few guys.
Hey, you gotta run for it. If you stick around, it's not gonna matter how many lives you've got.
Yeah, but if I run now, who's gonna pay for Tsukumo's window then?
For fuck's sake, I'll just pay for it. Now get out of there.
You got a deal.
Doc, path's all clear.
I'm on my way.
Come faccio? Ah, eccoli qua l'altro scemo. Ce ne sono altri allora. Sta spiazzato. Non hai capito, giapponesaccio.
We done here?
Yagami!
Yeah? You want something? What was it? Tesso?
Just want to say, I'm impressed. I wasn't expecting you to take out all these guys.
Thanks. But if you're feeling generous, how about you tell me who hired you?
Didn't I say this before?
I got no... Can you do me a favor and turn down the job next time, maybe?
Yeah, right. If the request comes through again, I'm taking it. Simplest solution for you is to get the hell out of town, me and my big mouth.
Hey, not bad, man. A lot of young folks look up to Tesso. So gaining his respect...
All I want to know is if the Liumang are no longer a threat.
Wouldn't go that far. Tesso's not the only young hothead. But hey, at least they probably won't blindside you anymore. And...
Yes, that is a step forward. A baby.
Anyway, we should go check up on 99.
Faccia spaccata.
Something tells me they're not in the clear just yet.
Let's go.
Sugiura!
Yagamishi! Oh, thank God you're back.
Tsukumo, what happened?
He's knocked out cold. Damn it.
Masked men attacked us. I couldn't fight them.
Masked men, you say? Were they any different from what the Liumang wear?
I couldn't get a good look. Sugiura-shi, they stuck up on him with a bat and came after me next. They cut me. My pinky.
They broke it? Hey, are you okay?
I'll call an ambulance.
There are these photos, and a message I was told to give to you, Yagamishi. They said to tell you, this is your final warning.
They've been spying on me?
It hurts.
Shit. If they want me, then come after me.
Tuck, I think the Leomon were part of the plan, as bait. They probably only came to lure us away from the office. The worst part is it fucking worked!
Si fa tutto più interessante.
This camera ought to show everyone coming in and out of the building. Look, there's me and Kaito chasing down the Leomon. But here's the hitch. There were 7 of them, and they didn't have those trademark white masks. So clearly, they're not Leomon.
They must have got the white masks to lure us out, meaning they're the ones calling the shots here. Wouldn't surprise me if they were also Ihara's accomplices to murder.
That'd be something.
No. It's hard to believe a single murder could involve...
Really? Why do you say that?
More friends, more loose lips. One slip of the tongue can bring down an entire group. Taking a man's life would require absolute solidarity from every single member. What could be their connection?
Could be they're Ihara's buddies in blue. After hearing what happened to it...
If it were me, yeah, I'd sympathize. But not enough to watch a man die.
Yeah, who'd throw their life away for that? Unless we're talking...
That e-cig's that good, huh?
Considering the area's volatility, the Leomon are the best bet in the house. But if it's not them... Well, there is the Seiryu clan, but they have some decorum compared to these guys. And then the Komijul, the Koreans, they would never get caught on camera. They're shy like that. Go figure.
Impressive list you've got up there, Mr. Handyman. Too bad they're all dead ends.
Hey, if there's a crime in Kamurocho, would you know who did it off the top of your head?
No.
This footage is the lead we've been waiting for. Now we're gonna hunt them down.
You get hit in the head or something? Find them and they'll mess your ass up.
Will they?
Don't you get it? They were planning to take you out, man. The Leomon letting you off is... Or would you rather risk your neck over nothing?
Where we come from, risking our necks the bare minimum.
Yeah, well, any gene show, a handyman's wages don't cover life and limb.
I don't recall ever hiring you.
Yeah, and if you asked me now, I'd say hell no. This shit's getting way too over my head. Sorry, Kaito-san. But I'm gonna have to pass on drinks for a while. Send my regards to the lads.
Well, hey, never chase what leaves.
Cotardello. Ragazzi, tra un po' devo scappare perché devo andare al lavoro. Purtroppo il lavoro mi chiama, però un altro pochino possiamo stare. Poi dopo mi devo trasformare e devo andare al lavoro.
I was in a cold sweat all of yesterday. At this rate, I'll be forced to type one-handed. If you do the math, my pinky is worth more than an average person's whole. We're talking about at least a 30%.
Well, it's been a while since I got it this bad. I might even throw up.
So, leaving Kamurocho made you rusty, huh?
Really, with that? If I could wish the pain away.
Hey, if you've got the energy to complain, you'll be just...
I'm gonna make this up to you guys. I promise.
Well, if you want to do that, we'll need to figure out who and where they are. There's a high possibility this group is directly behind Mikoshiba's murder, and of course, that would mean they know Ihara is... How about swapping more info with the Kanagawa police?
Let's save that for when we really need it. We're not the authorities here, so we need to play our cards close to our chest.
I think that's a wise decision.
Saori-san's on top of getting things set up with Ihara, right? In that case, I'll head back to Kamurocho. Take your time prepping. We can always regroup up there.
Clamoroso. Edison trova clamoroso. Let's go.
And stay down.
What's up, Kaito-san? Something wrong?
Call me crazy, but doesn't the city's...
The hell? Kaito senses tingling or something?
Maybe they are. Well, no point trying to explain shit that doesn't...
Anyway, I need to go talk to Sari-san before the interview.
Let's hit it. Hold on a minute, Todd.
What?
I'm noticing a lot more punks scurrying around than normal. Something's up.
Really? Huh.
Hey, don't I know you two? You're detectives around here, ain't you?
Yeah, so what?
You ever seen this guy before? A few years ago, he was the manager at some girls' bar nearby.
You really need all these meatheads just to find one dude? Must be one slippery.
Damn right he is. Not even...
I'm thinking. Out of curiosity. What's a guy doing?
I don't think he actually ran the floor or anything. All I care about is him up...
So he's a missing person?
5 years ago.
I mean, disappearing from Kamurocho isn't that uncommon. 5 years. What do you really expect?
Your guy have a name?
And trying to be cute? We're the ones asking the questions here. Don't fuck with us.
Who's fucking with who, asshole? You want to ask?
Nice or not, information has a price. It's our bread and butter, so we don't give handouts.
How about I butter your brains on the sidewalk?
Straight to throwing punches, huh? Even the Yakuza treated people better than that.
Fuck off!
Come on.
Dai, canetarlo.
Hey, what's up? That all you guys got? Kamurocho used to be tough. Look at these punks.
Kaito-san.
Huh? It's Akutsu. First name Daimyo.
You know him?
Former Tojo clan guy, ex-Yakuza.
Ex-Yakuza? Well, if you say so.
Yagami Detective Agency. Maybe I ought to just hire you guys for this. We're looking for a guy. You heard, didn't you?
This guy you're after, he was some kind of girls' bar manager here in town? I take it this manhunt is your idea?
Nah. Soma's taking point on this one. Came from one of his connections. There's gonna be a big pile of cash in it for whoever finds him. Practically all of Kamurocho's in on this race.
And Soma is?
He's the one in charge of the RK gang. Of course, he's former Tojo clan too. First name Kazuki.
It's crazy. Did the whole Tojo clan join this thing?
Kaito would know all about all the bullshit rules it takes to keep the Yakuza running. They'll take their cut from you and call it the honorable thing to do in the same damn breath. Right, Kaito? In this new age, wouldn't you be better off joining us?
You guys are too small time to pull that shit on me.
You know what else, though? In the Yakuza, if your boys went down, it was on you to get revenge for them. I don't give two shits about that these days. I would say, if there's someone disrespecting you, you might as well go get the jump on them. I would walk right up and stick him in the gut. You wouldn't even see it coming, detective. Yeah? So don't go disrespecting me. There won't be a warning next time.
Okay. Akatsu, you said? Did he get very far in the Tojo clan?
Nah. He may have had the potential, but he never got to make anything of it. The whole thing came crashing down before he got his time in the sun. Soma's the same way, actually. They both tried to climb up the Yakuza ranks, but then the families disbanded. And by the time that happened, all the pawns were cleared off the board. So, now they're ex-Yakuza in the wind. And along comes this gang without all the rules and systems they were dealing with. You end up with RK, a network of thugs.
RK? What does the acronym stand for?
Who the hell knows? After the Yakuza, I guess they wanted to sound more Western.
If they think they can replace the Tojo clan, those are pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say they've been discriminating. Civilian punks who want quick cash are easy recruits. RK's happy to scoop them up. Next thing you know, you've got an asshole army.
That's unfortunate, but speaking of the Tojo clan, have you talked to Higashi lately?
Yeah. As far as ex-Tojo clan guys go, he's one of the good ones. The family left him in charge of that arcade, and now that they're gone, he's basically the owner. I heard he even gave some of the younger family guys jobs. If you get a chance, you ought to show up there every once in a while.
Nah, Higashi. I am the last person in the world that guy wants to see.
Let's roll, Tom.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
Dove sta sto storico?
Really, guys?
What is it?
Kaito Sunya.
Oh, sorry-san. Yagami-san made it.
Sorry for the wait. I ran into some typical nonsense. We good to go?
I've been good to go for a while. Ehara is waiting, and so are the answers.
First thing we'll want to try to get is how involved he was in Mikoshiba's murder.
From the way it's been so far, I doubt he'll be eager to tell you.
If he won't open up, we'll have to play the
Barabus
trump card,
giapponese.
Yagami-san. Ehara won't know what hit him.
I don't mind being the ace in the hole.
Are you and your ego ready then, Yagami-san?
Well, this ain't my department. Fill me in back at the office, okay? I might even tidy the place up a bit if you're lucky.
Are we leaving?
Oh, I thought you'd lost already. So, what more can my lawyers want from me here?
Well, normally I would say the same. However, a corpse turned up as you said it would. It turns out you have a penchant for prophecy, Ehara-san.
Prophecy, huh? Kinda dramatic. No Hoshino today? Did you fire the poor guy?
Yagami's my name, sir. In a past life, I used to work with Kenda and Saori-san. But today, I'm at Serio High School in a contract advisory role for one of their clubs.
Serio High School?
It's the same school Toshiro-kun went to 4 years ago. You'd know it. I happen to be out there working a separate case. But that was when Shirosake-sensei called, so that's why I'm here.
Well. Okay. Why are you here then?
That'd be obvious at this point, I think. As you know, Mikoshiba turned up as you said. His body was found in a warehouse. The question is, why did you know that well enough to proclaim it in court?
You might say it was a miracle. I wished hard enough for it to come true, and suddenly it did.
Care to tell us why you'd wish for a miracle like that?
Do you really need me to explain why?
Mikoshiba, you blame him for Toshiro-kun's death, don't you?
I do.
Even though when you took the school to court, no evidence turned up. A third-party investigation found no bullying occurred, didn't it?
At school, Mikoshiba tortured my son. He would beat him up, and then he'd demand all his money. That damn kid was a star student with high grades. My son's own class wouldn't stand up to him. To avoid being beaten, Toshiro used to. He'd steal money from me or his mother to make sure he could pay Mikoshiba off.
Ehara-san, you seem to know a lot about what happened to your son. Do you have any proof?
Would I have lost if I did? That school can rot in hell for all I care. Speaking of, you know what I'm convicted for. It was being a pervert. I admit to everything. I groped a businesswoman's ass in plain sight on a full train. There's no way I'm fighting for an appeal. So as for my defense, I'm in no need of lawyers anymore.
Ehara-san, just a second.
Why would I give you that?
Yagami-san?
Hiro Mikoshiba died in a lot of pain. His final moments were truly horrific. The last thing he felt must have been fear. After slitting his throat, his body was left to rot.
Doesn't that sound great?
Take a look at this.
Mikoshiba. Looks like he's seen better days.
From a teacher at Serio High. But where she got it is the interesting part. A strange woman gave it to her and said to stay away from the Mikoshiba case. You remember Sawa-sensei, yes? She transferred to Serio 4 years ago, not long before your son passed away.
Yeah, not a face I'd soon forget. She told the whole court he was never bullied.
True. She did say that.
And it's not just her I detest. The administrators, the lawyers. I felt like choking the life right out. But if anyone needed to pay, it was Mikoshiba. Nothing short of insane that they were just gonna let him get a teaching credential. It all comes back to a flawed, broken system of laws that has no business calling itself justice.
And it was you, wasn't it? You orchestrated every aspect of how Mikoshiba would die. Who were the people behind it? How'd you convince them to kill a man?
That's a good one. You, my friend, are way off.
The way that interview went, Ihara's definitely guilty. But if we can't connect him to the murderers, we're left with no leads to follow.
Yeah. Kept that secret on lock. What could possibly link Ihara to those men? Damn it. And I was so close, too. To think I need to find them before the...
So you're heading back to Yokohama?
Not tonight. Kaito's waiting for me in the office. I'll be in...
Okay. If anything changes, I'll contact one of you.
Kaito-san, I'm back. Kaito-san?
Hey, did you see that email from Tsukumo?
Huh?
It wasn't that long ago. It's something you gotta see, though.
What is it? Something happened?
It's the murder footage. Mikoshiba's murder ended up on the internet. It's going viral on all the social media sites.
You gotta forgive me. I'll do anything you want. I didn't know he'd do it. I swear. Toshiro-kun was okay. I didn't know he'd kill himself. I really didn't know. I swear I'll try to make it up to him somehow. I'll spend the rest of my life making up for it. Stop it.
What the hell?
Stop it. Stop it.
Ihara has an alibi for this, doesn't he? They already found him guilty, and that's the whole reason he couldn't have killed Mikoshiba, right? But if that's the case, what the hell is this? One way or another, either this thing is staged, or his entire alibi was a massive cover-up. They can't both be true. But there's something I just can't shake. If you want my opinion on it, this looks real.
I need to have another chat with O'Hara. Damn it. I'm not gonna let him get away with this.
A train groping and a murder seem to occur simultaneously. Yagami relentlessly pursues these cases, attempting to poke holes in each. After confronting Akihiro Ehara, the key figure in both crimes, he witnesses a harrowing video that provides more questions than answers. In it, a bound man pleads for his life, but his attacker, bound by vengeance, snuffs it out.
So the murder footage is already making the rounds online. I don't think it should.
Yeah, the net's a mess right now. It's all untypical, really. An ex-cop going from by-the-book sex offender to big sentiment seems to be swinging in favor of Ehara. But there's plenty of reactions have been all over the board.
Do we know if that video is authentic? I mean, CG has come a long way.
Oh, or perhaps a deep fake. That is plausible. AI has reached the point where someone even made a video that made it look like the U.S. president was saying a bunch of crazy stuff. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Deep fakes are only...
Can't guys like you tell if a video is fake or not, though?
Oh, there are several telltale signs of a video being doctored. So I ran every check I could think of on the murder footage. Wouldn't you know it? Most likely, we're looking at the real...
Most likely?
Well, no one can claim with absolute certainty that it wasn't altered in some way. Which means it's not substantial enough to prove Ehara's guilt. Not in a court of law.
Gotcha. Do you know when and where the footage was uploaded?
Posted sometime last night, but the source, the uploader, spread it across multiple servers overseas in a well-concerted effort to hide...
Makes sense. But I'll bet it ultimately came from Mikoshiba's killers.
How do you figure?
Think about it. No one could have staged that unless they knew the specifics of how Mikoshiba was. From how he was positioned to little things like the blood on the ground, every last detail.
It's a good point. All this browsing's really... Looks like another visit to Ehara might clear things up. You should ask Shirosaki-sensei about...
Yeah, that was my thought too.
Let me get this straight. Ehara went and felt a lady up on the dinner. If that's the case, why the hell would he upload a murder confession after?
Only Ehara could answer that one for you. I want to ask him that question.
So, we're off to see Saori. What is it? Let's hit it.
Hold the door, please!
Mafia, you're here?
It's been too damn long, Mafia-chan.
Yeah. By any chance, Yagami-kun, are you working on a case for Saori? A video got leaked. It depicted a man committing a murder.
Are you here about the Ihara case too?
Of course. The prosecutor's office is in total chaos right now.
I'll bet. After all, that video...
Yes. To make matters worse...
That's for sure.
So, for the time being, our department is trying... Hence why they sent me here to check in on my good friend Saori.
Well, that clears up.
There you kids are. Figured you had to show up sometime.
Mafia? You're caught up in this too?
Yeah, she ran into us downstairs.
I'm sure you can work out that I'm here to spy on you. But wouldn't you like to know what we're up to?
Are you sure that's your only motive coming here?
Sorry?
Something like a professional excuse to see Yagami-san?
In your dreams? I had no...
All right. I'll accept that. For now.
Gotta say, I miss this little bit.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Needless to say, our office is going through this footage with a fine-tooth comb. That said, they've already determined their stance. They've deemed it an unreliable source and therefore useless as evidence. Basically, they want it to look like it was considered and already thrown out.
Huh? So, they're not gonna verify the video? Not even question Ihara about Mikoshiba?
Nope. Not after it was proven in court that Ihara committed... I mean, wouldn't you say Besides, there's no way Ihara could have murdered Mikoshiba within that limited time. Which means the murder video doesn't really...
What are you getting at?
I'm saying... special effects, CGI...
Huh.
Furthermore, the prosecutor pushing that stance was the one who handled Ihara.
That is...
His name is Sadao Takano. He was the one gunning the hardest for Ihara the first time around, especially considering his officer staff. He kept insisting justice be served, which got the public behind him rather quickly.
He certainly looked the part of the people's prosecutor, grilling Ihara.
So what you're saying is, Takano could never accept anything but Ihara's original sentence, since this footage of the murder contradicts that finding. He just thinks it's a shame.
Yes, and he'd add that a fair trial's results can't be challenged by some...
Well, who could honestly trust a system that changes its mind? Both the prosecutor's office and the court are beholden...
That's just sweeping the issue under the rug.
It has a domino effect, too. The police are beholden to the verdict we got, so this applies to both Tokyo and...
Really? Why's that?
Supposedly, they don't want to get involved with Ihara until they're sure the video is real. They come in with a list of questions about the murder. It'll show that doubt's being cast on the...
Yeah, but no one can prove that the video's real.
Right. There's no way to verify the legitimacy of an untraceable video. But if the police aren't allowed to see Ihara, he'll never even become a suspect in the murder.
Exactly. None of the detectives are happy about that. Their job is to bring in a suspect, but their leads are all ending up at the same depth.
Until recently, people were lining up to bring Ihara to justice. Yet somehow his involvement in a murder totally derailed that.
Don't be so surprised. Anyone who wants to...
So the case goes cold. If Ihara really did...
True. It would turn
but
the trial...
wouldn't challenging this mean going up against the entire...
Yeah. That scare you?
Not at all. In fact, I was just thinking, we're the only...
This whole time, we've been writing Akihara as a convicted sexual predator. But it's looking more and more likely the court played right into his... As for me, I'm done being played for a fool.
Then you've heard what I came to say. And with that, I will be on my way.
I think we're good for now, but thanks.
That did clear up a lot.
No problem.
Was Mafuyu-chan cuter than ever, or what? Think maybe it's time to light that flame again?
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not like that.
Ah, sto sempre là dentro.
Yagami-san, we should go see Ihara as soon as possible.
Mafuyu-kun's pretty popular now, you know.
Anyway, what I'd like to do is ask Ihara about that video face to face. Any chance we could see him again?
I was actually about to suggest that. One moment. It's from Ihara's prison.
What?
Hello? Yes, this is Shirosaki. Yes, I can talk.
His prison? Why would they call us directly?
Guess we'll find out.
Understood. I appreciate the candor. That was one of the prison wardens. He was asked to convey a message from Ihara.
About what?
In short, he won't be speaking with his representation any further.
You're joking.
To be more specific, he said he's not taking any more questions. It seems he fully grasps the situation, even in custody.
How is that even possible?
I'm guessing the murder footage that was uploaded yesterday was also planned out in advance. That or Ihara's conspirators have to be filling him in. How else could he predict we'd try to see him again so soon?
I can see either of those scenarios making sense.
But only someone on the force could be leaking insider information to him like that.
Damn. Whatever it is, it's screwing up our plans.
Yeah, the timing couldn't have been worse. Now what are we...
Come on. There are plenty of leads that don't involve grilling the culprit.
Yeah? I'd like to hear them.
Well, if it were me, I'd start with Saoriku.
Okay.
The first thing I want to learn is whether Ihara is really the murderer in this footage. Given the entire sexual battery incident as an alibi, there is no way he could have murdered Mikoshiba. However, this new footage knocks the bottom out of that premise.
Right. Either his alibi or the murder footage. I think we should revisit the harassment case. When the sentence came down in court, no one expected it to end up as a murder alibi. Plus, everyone suspected Ihara was working alone. All this makes a huge difference. No one would suspect a train groping to involve accomplices or alibis. The search for evidence wouldn't be as intense.
But the entire incident was caught on camera, top to bottom. There's more than enough...
Then we'll need to verify each and every aspect of the case.
Okay, what first? Should we investigate the... Maybe we'll discover something new if we check out the station to...
No, I think we saw everything we could there. Actually, if we're reviewing evidence, we could do that from right here, couldn't we?
What catches your eye specifically? I ask because fabricated evidence would likely show signs of tampering. This would prove Ihara's alibi doesn't hold up.
This part's still getting to me.
You think it's Ihara's transit card? Let's see. Ehara used his transit card to get through the gates at Ikebukuro Station. Meaning this was on October 7th at 7...
We know the earliest time Mikoshiba could have been murdered was 7:30 a.m. Traveling from Ijincho to Ikebukuro in only 13 minutes?
It's beyond unrealistic. Near impossible,
Then
really.
all this card proves is that Ehara simply passed through the...
yes. But as he did so, Ehara was caught, so the card is corroborating...
I see. Thought I was on to... This part's still getting to me.
Prima o poi qualcuno
The security footage
buona
from
la
Ikebukuro
troviamo.
Station shows Ehara arriving at the platform around 7:50 a.m. He just stood there for over an hour until boarding the 906
He was
train.
looking for a target, right?
Yes, but Ehara says he was deliberating whether to go through with seeing his wife.
Could there be any chance this is an Ehara imposter?
Huh?
Using the hat and shades to make it less obvious? Think about it. If Ehara had a double, he'd be free to murder Mikoshiba in Ijincho at 7. Then a few hours later, just past 9 o'clock, he swaps places with the stand-in and gropes the victim.
I actually considered that possibility. But there wasn't an opportunity for any...
None at all?
See, Ehara was caught on multiple security cameras standing right by the victim, and the camera inside the train car continues this unbroken footage. At this point, Ehara gropes the victim, as proven, and once the train arrives at Shinjuku, Ehara flees the scene, and is promptly tackled by passers-by once the victim calls for help. After that, he's brought into police custody, and eventually booked into jail.
I thought you had something. A stand-in would have really fit the bill.
Right? Since we're pretty sure Ehara had accomplices, why not assume one could have been his stand-in?
As we discussed, there was no opportunity for any sort of person swapping to occur. The victim felt a hand reach up into her knee-length skirt, scaring her motionless for the full 6-minute ride to Shinjuku Station.
Could you describe the victim for me?
She's an office worker married to an industrial designer. Full name, Yui Mamiya, 30 years old.
Wife and mother.
Perhaps if we talk to Mamiya-san directly, she could give us more insight. She may even recall something none of us know, upon learning Ehara's alibi.
That's a good plan. We'll finally have a fresh source of info.
In that case, give me a moment so I can get a meet. We should have her address and other info. Bear in mind, Mamiya-san was the victim here, as the assailants...
It's pretty standard for us, I'd say. Nobody...
Yeah. Say, Kaito-san, looks like we've got some free time, so let's say we grab some food.
Now that you mention it, I am
Ragazzi, io stacco adesso, vi saluto, vi ringrazio, vi ricordo di iscrivervi al canale, di lasciare un like, lasciate un commento, aiutatemi a far crescere la community, fate tutto ciò in modo tale da non perdere l'uscita delle prossime live. Io, come di consueto, ringrazio i miei iscritti e spero che diventiamo sempre di più. Io nel frattempo vi saluto, vi auguro un buon lunedì a tutti quanti e ci vediamo alla prossima live. Ciao!